Tonight on Apple Valley News Now at 5, a driver finds a window smashed on his vehicle, then makes a chilling discovery. What he found that brought out State Patrol bomb techs. Plus, back in action, we have an update on the Natchez water treatment plant that had to temporarily suspend operations this week. And Stacey Lee is live at the Giza Carousel of Dreams on this very hot Friday afternoon. It's the carousel's 1 millionth rider. Again, Stacey is there live. We are talking about a blazing First Alert weekend forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now at 5 on your side.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alyssa Warner. Firefighters have a better hold tonight on the Rosa Creek fire in Kittitas County. It's staying put at about 486 acres. Fire officials say the weather last night and this morning cooperated with their firefighting effort. They were able to get that fire back to 75% contained. Now they tell us they're in the mop-up stage, where instead of staying on the perimeter of the fire to hold it back, they're now moving in towards the middle, putting out hot spots as they go.
The weather right now is forecasting another major event coming up into tonight, tomorrow. So that's why they really want to get this thing, get a good handle on it right now before those winds do come back and hopefully don't surprise us.
Now, a level 1 evacuation remains in place for people in the area of Rosa View Drive and Burbank Creek Road. People in those areas should stay aware of the conditions, make preparations to leave if this fire gets worse. Labor Day 2020 saw 56 fires and 600,000 acres burned in just 72 hours in the state of Washington. Most, including the fire that devastated the town of Malden, were human-caused. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us state officials are warning people if they're not careful, we could see something similar happen over this 4th of July weekend.
Fire officials say 3 things led to the Labor Day firestorm: hot, dry conditions, roads, parks, and recreation areas packed with people, and strong winds. All conditions that could be present this weekend. Public Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz says if there's a lot of people on the landscape and they don't take precautions for the abnormally high fire danger, they could see potentially dozens of fires this weekend. However, she says the good news is that they're more prepared this wildfire season than they ever have been before, with 37 aircraft positioned in high-risk areas across the state.
This year we'll actually be doubling the resources we brought of 10 surplus engines to fire districts to 18. All of those are going to make it even more easy for us to be able to fight these fires, contain them, and have a successful fire season.
85% of wildfires are human-caused, and if you're the one to start it, you could be liable to pay the state back for its firefighting costs or potentially face criminal charges. Fire officials say the best way to avoid that is to follow those fire safety tips this holiday weekend. Reporting, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thanks, Emily. Fire bosses issued a level 1 and level 2 evacuation notice due to the Moran Creek fire, which is burning in Stevens County. Flames have scorched about 61 acres in the town of Arden. That's just south of Colville. The fire began yesterday afternoon. One woman says she watched the smoke from her home for hours.
Got a text message from one of my boarders saying, you know, there's a fire behind your house.
4 strike teams and air support showed up to fight those flames. An incident commander with the Washington DNR says this fire could have been much worse.
The fuels on the northern aspects and the eastern aspects are still pretty green, but green will burn. Give it a few more drying days and there would be a lot more risk. If this fire had occurred in a couple weeks.
No word yet on what started that fire. It is very hot out there, but we're talking about an exciting afternoon at the Giza Carousel of Dreams in Kennewick. Carousel is just greeted its 1 millionth rider. Apple Valley News Now's Stacey Lee joins us live from the carousel with your First Alert forecast. Hi, Stacey.
Well, Alyssa, an exciting afternoon. I'm here at the Giza Carousel of Dreams, and you can see the carousel moving behind me. The 1 millionth rider is on there right now. With me is Ken Johanning. Ken's been working on this project. Ken, how many years did it take, and how long have you been working on the project?
2002 is when we started. That's when I got the horses.
And this has been a big passion of yours because?
Once you start, you can't stop. And we opened it in 2014.
And can you believe that you've already had 1 million riders?
Well, if you've been there as long as I have, you realize we're there. It's a big thing.
It's a big thing. And you know, the weather is so hot outside. Thank you, Ken. good place to be is here at the Giza Carousel. The millionth rider is on. We're going to meet her in a little bit, but right now let's step outside and take a look at those temperatures. Again, those current temps around the area, we're in the mid to upper 90s all through the region. So again, try to stay cool. Make sure you're staying very hydrated. Here's what's coming up for the next couple of days. Again, we've got a clear and breezy night. Those winds will really start to pick up through the Kittitas and Yakima Valley later this evening. That heat wave is officially here. We're going to see 10 to 15 degrees above average for an extended period. Plus, we're dealing with a red flag alert for tomorrow. Lots to talk about. And again, we're going to meet that 1 millionth rider coming up in just a little bit. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacy. We have an update tonight. According to the city of Yakima, the Natchez Water Treatment Plant has resumed service. The city called for water conservation earlier this week after stormy weather in the Cascades caused the Natchez River to become silty. That forced a temporary shutdown of the water treatment plant. The city says calls for conservation were well received. They really helped out. And even though the water treatment plant has resumed operation, the city says you should continue to make sure every drop of water counts, because they're expecting we are going to see a drier than normal summer. And we are marking the weekend before July 4th. For some, it is a long holiday weekend with lots of celebrating expected. Both the Yakima County and Benton County Sheriff's offices say Operation Dry Water starts tomorrow. It will extend through Monday. Their aim is to keep the waterways in Eastern Washington safe for everyone to enjoy. So look for increased law enforcement patrols. They're going to be focused on reducing alcohol and drug-related incidents and fatalities on the water. And continuing coverage tonight of U.S. Supreme Court rulings as the High Court issues its final decisions and prepares for a recess. So yesterday, the court tossed out affirmative action. That ruling, though, doesn't actually have much impact here in Washington. Eastern Washington University's admissions vice president says no public or private institutions have used affirmative action to make admissions decisions in the past 25 years.
Students are going to find a welcoming environment regardless of the policies and practices that are in place, and that the admissions practices are really focused on identifying students' unique talents, bring those to the fore, and then ensuring that all students have equitable access in a way that enables them to achieve both their career and professional aspirations.
And State Attorney General Bob Ferguson's office will review the Supreme Court's decision, but changes are not expected to Washington's enrollment processes. The Supreme Court still has a lot of cases to decide through the end of its term. The justices will decide whether the Second Amendment protects gun owners who have domestic violence restraining orders against them. The Federal Appeals Court invalidated a law that would make it easier for people with a DV history to obtain guns. The court will not issue rulings on two other cases. Questions about redistricting in Ohio have been sent back to a lower court for review. And the justices will allow someone with gender dysmorphia to sue a Virginia men's prison on the basis of discrimination. The Supreme Court begins its recess in July. Again, that starts tomorrow. They'll resume their work in October. A shooting earlier this morning in the area of the Kennewick Safeway on the 5000 block of Clearwater Avenue. The victim says he was in the Safeway parking lot near the Speedway gas station when a man in a white Mitsubishi allegedly drove up and started shooting. The victim then fled to the nearby Maverick gas station on Clearwater, where witnesses say the alleged shooter followed him before police arrived at the scene. Tonight we are talking about red hot conditions around Eastern Washington, and as we roast in this heat wave, Stacy Lee is tracking your first alert forecast. She'll have that live from the Giza Carousel of Dreams in Kennewick coming up. Plus an alarming discovery. A driver says they found something very dangerous placed inside their vehicle. That's next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
You know, when you're behind the wheel, be it in an airplane, car, or boat, you take on certain responsibility for yourself and for the other guy. So even when you're enjoying yourself this summer, keep safety and responsibility in mind.
If you're looking for the best time to save on the best American-made furniture, then you need to shop the 4th of July sale at Walker's Furniture, where the more you spend, the bigger the savings, making it the perfect time to furnish your life for less at Walker's.
Introducing the new line of crispy chicken pizzas from Little Caesars. Large pizzas with white sauce and crispy chicken, topped with either a swirl of barbecue, buffalo, or garlic parm sauce, or choose no swirl at all. New crispy chicken pizzas available online for $9.99.
Pizza. Held over by popular demand. The Battle of the Brands Northwest Spa Sale. Save up to 50% off hot tubs and swim spas. From competing brands fighting for your business. Easy financing. Immediate delivery. And Sunday at Kennewick's Columbia Center Mall. MWSpaSale.com.
Hey fans, it's Eric the Peanut Guy from your Tri-City Dust Devils. Your Dust Devils are back Wednesday, June 28th through Monday, July 3rd. Come out for a weekend full of fireworks. Saturday, July 1st, will light up the night sky thanks to Benton Franklin Orthopedic Associates. Then Monday, July 3rd, in celebration of Independence Day, we'll have a one-of-a-kind fireworks display, courtesy of U.S. Cellular. For tickets, visit DustDevilsBaseball.com. Dust Devils Baseball. It'll blow you away.
The sale of the season is here. It's the Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Furniture Row. That's 5 days where the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend on living, dining, bedroom, and mattresses. Plus, make your cash go further with 6 years no-interest financing. And check out Doorbusters while they last. But don't wait. The Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Furniture Row ends Tuesday the 4th.
The best time to get the biggest savings on the world's best mattress sets from Serta and Beautyrest is right now during the 4th of July sale at Walker's Furniture. Plus, take advantage of special 5 years no-interest financing with no money down.
You know, when you're behind the wheel, be it in an airplane, car, or boat, you take on certain responsibility for yourself and for the other guy. So even when you're enjoying yourself this summer, keep safety and responsibility in mind.
A portion of the news is sponsored by Kubota.
Oscar-winning performance as a drug-addicted grandfather in Little Miss Sunshine. But Arkin appeared in dozens of roles, including in Netflix's The Kominsky Method with Michael Douglas. Arkin was 89 years old. A Washington State trooper is hurt after a crash near Richland this afternoon. This happened on I-182 near milepost 1 just after 2 o'clock. Troopers say the trooper had stopped behind a semi that was getting ready to be towed and was partially blocking the right westbound lane. Another vehicle slowed down behind the trooper's vehicle, only to be hit from behind by a third car. That forced the slowed vehicle to crash into the trooper's patrol car. The trooper was sent to the hospital with minor injuries, and the driver who hit the trooper's car was also hurt. Now, Washington state law does say when you see an emergency vehicle, you have to move over one lane or slow down within 200 yards if you're not able to move over. And new tonight, an alarming discovery made by the Washington State Patrol. Troopers say they found a dangerous improvised explosive device inside a vehicle in western Washington. State Patrol says a driver discovered a tennis ball with a fuse in his truck. Someone had smashed out one of the vehicle's windows. The driver had been going to get a repair estimate when they discovered that tennis ball. State Patrol bomb techs retrieved the device. They rendered it harmless. Troopers say if it had gone off, it could have seriously hurt or even killed someone. Tens of millions of Americans are facing the threat of severe storms, potentially life-threatening heat, and air quality alerts as airport workers deal with what is predicted to be the busiest travel day on record headed into the 4th of July weekend. Ivan Rodriguez is tracking that.
As life-threatening temperatures expand across the U.S., with more than 70 million people under excessive heat alerts, the threat of severe storms forecast over the next 3 days, and more than 500 wildfires raging across Canada, triggering air quality alerts for more than 100 million Americans. The TSA is predicting record-setting passenger volumes over the 4th of July weekend.
Friday is going to be our busiest day both here and nationwide.
When we get the projections from the airlines and we understand better, we know what kind of staffing that we need.
Despite staffing preparations.
I was supposed to fly out Monday, but because of a storm it was pushed off till today. So yeah, now's when I'm flying out.
So you didn't plan to travel when everyone else is traveling now?
No. So I guess we'll find out how it is.
Airline officials are urging travelers to give themselves plenty of time.
When you're looking at the times of day where we see those big travel rushes, we're looking in the morning, 5:30 to 8. Then we have a midday rush between 11:30 and 1, and then again 4:30 to 7 in the evening.
If you're hitting the highway, more affordable gas prices might lead to more traffic. AAA predicting a big increase in people driving to their destinations this holiday weekend.
Because gas prices are significantly below what they were last year, we're seeing prices that are more than $1 cheaper.
Ivan Rodriguez, Apple Valley News Now.
Well, while those lower gas prices might be the norm in other parts of the country, they are still very high here in Washington. According to AAA, our state's average sits at $4.98 per gallon. Tri-Cities, you'll get a little bit of a break on that at $4.88 per gallon. Yakima drivers even more, $4.77, but Walla Walla drivers should expect to shell out $4.95 per gallon.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And an exciting day, Alyssa, here at the Giza Carousel of Dreams, having a blast. And with me is the 1 millionth rider. Here she is. This is Oakley Piper. Hi, Oakley.
Hi.
Now, were you excited to be the 1 millionth rider?
Yeah.
And do you get to ride the carousel often?
Yeah.
Yep. Like once a week or more?
Maybe every Friday.
And are you going to share some of those prizes with your sister?
Yes.
Good stuff. All right, ladies. Well, maybe another ride is in store for you tonight?
Yes.
And I think I heard something about a splash pad.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Again, the 1 millionth rider at the Giza Carousel of Dreams. Very exciting. She won lots of prizes, but very excited to get outside and get in the splash pad. Let's take a look at those temperatures outside right now. Again, a hot day, and the best place to be would be indoors. Current temps around the area, we're seeing mostly the 90s, 97 Tri-Cities. We're in the lower 90s there in the Yakima Valley. But again, the evening is not over. Let's take a look at our Tri-City planner. Again, it's going to be a very warm evening. Don't expect those temperatures to drop until later tonight. In Yakima, again, nice warm evening there. Those temperatures staying in the 90s. Will eventually get into the 80s later this evening. And in Walla Walla, a warm night there as well. Taking a peek out at our satellite in radar, again, as you can see out on the coast, nice and clear. We've got a big ridge of high pressure, and that's going to continue to build over the next couple days. I'm calling it severe clear all along the coast. Now let's go forward and take a look at our current winds around the region. And again, get ready. Those winds are going to start kicking up later this evening into tomorrow. And again, we are looking at a red flag warning, fire weather warning, red flag warning. We're expecting gusts up to 35 miles an hour and humidity levels dropping down between 10 and 13. So that is very extreme fire danger. Any fires that would start during this time period, very, very dangerous, moving quickly. And as you know, we're already fighting several fires in the region. Tonight's temperatures overnight are going to be in the upper 50s, but most of us will be in the low to mid 60s through the region. So again, finally cooling off. You won't see that cool period till around 4 in the morning. Tomorrow, let's take a look at those temperatures again with that red flag warning. Be fire wise out there. Look for temperatures hitting the 90s, and again, hot and breezy. A tiny bit of a cool down as we move into the weekend. And next, I wanted to remind everybody that owns a dog out there. I got your hot paw alert. Now, at air temperatures of just 77 degrees, the asphalt's 125 degrees. So the thing here is to get the pets out early, make sure they're on grass, and don't take them out in the middle of the day when it's just too hot. Their little paws can be damaged in just 60 seconds. Remember, if it's too hot for you, it's too hot for them. All right, I'll send it back to Alyssa. I'll get to that 7-day planning forecast coming up. Alyssa?
Thanks, Stacey. Well, as we were talking about this holiday weekend with high fire danger, we're talking about how to protect your home as you fire up the grill. What authorities want you to know next on Apple Valley News Now at 5.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
During
Mayfair Patriot Sale, you'll get amazing values.
Like a Sealy Queen mattress for $3.99.
Come to Mattress Depot USA.
Before our Patriot Sale ends.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Ooh, someone just got the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard. All that DQ soft serve cake batter flavor, confetti cookie dough pieces, and signature sprinkles. Dad, you said you'd wait until you got home before digging in.
I never said that.
Pretty sure you did. Ooh, cue the confetti.
That's cold.
Because the new DQ Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard won't be here forever. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it in the app.
Pasco's Grand Old 4th of July celebration begins Saturday morning, July 1st at 8 with a family bike ride. July 4th Tuesday fun begins at Memorial Park with a Kiwanis breakfast at 7, and the Grand Old 4th of July parade returns with a new extended route at 10. The Camp Patriot Show and Shine at noon with the Cardboard Regatta at 1. And the free Grand Old 4th of July fireworks show is at Pasco Sporting Complex at 10 that evening. More activities info at PascoGO4.com. That's PascoGO4.com.
Saddle up and head over to Horse Heaven Saloon in Prosser, a family-owned and operated business in the heart of America's Hop Valley. Come experience in-house brewed craft beer, fresh and unique foods, and much more. It's all waiting for you at the Horse Heaven Saloon in historic downtown Prosser.
There's a better way to buy pre-owned. Honda True. With multiple tiers of vehicles like Certified Plus and Certified, you get less worries and more benefits. Choose from the latest Honda models, which means less unpredictability and more paths to discover. And get the peace of mind you deserve, with less strings attached and more freedom. Find out why Honda True means less compromise and more of what you love about Honda.
4th of July is here, and we're celebrating with special hours this Saturday during our 4th of July sale at More Furniture. Save on all our latest styles for every room to celebrate this summer. We have the looks you've been waiting for in stock and on sale. You can also chat with a style expert and browse all of our sale specials online at morefurniture.com. Find huge savings during the 4th of July sale with special hours, Saturday from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., only at More Furniture for less.
Let a Mattress Depot USA sleep specialist put you on the mattress that matches your sleeping habits.
Stop by today. You'll sleep better tonight.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Welcome back. For everyone planning to partake in the longtime tradition of lighting up the grill for 4th of July, local fire officials want you to be careful about where the grill is set up so that you can make sure it doesn't start any fires. Going into the weekend, we are talking about a red flag warning for most of our area. Doesn't seem to be cooling down much before we get to the holiday on Tuesday. So Ben Shearer with the Pasco Fire Department explains that our fuel moisture levels in the grasses and weeds are already weeks ahead in terms of how hot it is. And with temperatures around 10 to 15 degrees above average this holiday, fire danger is extremely high.
It's forecasted to be up into the hundreds, I think, next week, last I saw. So, yeah, it's going to continue to be hot, which means the grasses are going to continue to be drier, the shrubs are going to continue to be drier. So, again, as we get over the weekend, when everybody's celebrating already, move into that holiday week, those celebrations are going to continue. We're going to keep barbecuing, plus we're going to add those things called fireworks to the mix, and they're going to be everywhere.
So Shearer says keep 3 feet of clearance around a barbecue. Make sure there's no weeds, no kids or pets anywhere around, and make sure there's no burnable surfaces on top of the barbecue. He says that's the biggest way to prevent something bad from happening and keep fire from going from the hamburger to your house. Now to major news out of the U.S. Supreme Court in a 6-3 decision. The court is blocking President Biden's student debt relief plan. All 3 liberal judges dissented, but the majority argued the Biden administration overstepped its authority in trying to cancel or reduce student loans for millions of Americans. The president addressing the nation this afternoon in reaction to that decision. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
In a major blow to the Biden administration, the Supreme Court blocking the president's student loan forgiveness program in a 6-3 decision. The plan would have wiped out more than $400 billion in debt, up to $20,000 for millions of borrowers, like 33-year-old Ashley Robinson.
You're trying to make these payments. I know I've made
at least 100 at this point. They haven't gone anywhere. So it literally is like a hamster wheel.
Federal student loan debt payments now set to restart once again in October after being paused for the last 3 years. President Biden reacting to the decision in an address to the nation.
And I know there are millions of Americans in this country who feel disappointed and discouraged or even a little bit angry. And I must admit I do too.
The White House had approved the debt relief plan under the HEROES Act, but Republican states pushed back, accusing the administration of executive overreach.
Whether or not you think student loan debt relief is a good policy, it's a policy that should be the result of legislation by laws passed by Congress and not by executive fiat.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer in a statement saying this disappointing and cruel ruling shows the callousness of the MAGA Republican-controlled Supreme Court. Advocates of the plan vowing to fight back.
So I think the message we want to send strongly to student loan borrowers is this is not over. We will have our day again in the court and we will eventually win.
As for a plan B, the president saying,
we will ground this new approach in a different law than my original plan, the so-called Higher Education Act.
That was Rena Roy reporting, and coming up on World News Tonight with David Muir, we have more fallout from the recent Supreme Court decision on affirmative action. What this means for Americans moving forward, that and more coming up in about 5 minutes on World News Tonight.
Portion of KFKV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Tonight, moving forward after the Supreme Court's decision on affirmative action.
We cannot let the decision be a permanent setback for the country.
The fallout. More Americans turn to the most watched program on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. Part of the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S., they offer the versatility and reliability to get the job done right, all year round. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
I'm Buzz the Bee from the Painting Bees. We do interior painting and cabinetry as well. We have a full crew that takes care of everything, and all we really want you to do is to kick back and relax. Visit our website or call us at 591-8160.
Down from the mountains to the valley, the blacktop sea where the tide rolls in. Tearing up the roof now, California rally, ripping through the streets till the pavement in State Bronco.
Come see us today and feel the power of Pingree.
Bronco.
Cut your ties to the fuel pump with an all-electric vehicle from Overturf Kia. You'll find a great selection of new vehicles in stock now. Lease the 2023 all-electric Kia EV6 Wind with all-wheel drive for just $579 per month or purchase for $53,849. Take delivery today or reserve a car that's on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
It's a celebration of Merlot this summer in Walla Walla, July 13th through the 15th. Join more than 50 Walla Walla wineries for Celebrate Walla Walla Valley Wine. Take part in special tastings of rare library wines, enjoy intimate winemaker dinners, and gain access to premium Merlots during the wine panel presentation and tasting. Participate in this full sensory experience from July 13th through the 15th. Tickets are on sale now at wallawallawine.com.
There's a better way to buy pre-owned. Honda True. With multiple tiers of vehicles like Certified Plus and Certified, you get less worries and more benefits. Choose from the latest Honda models, which means less unpredictability and more paths to discover. And get the peace of mind you deserve, with less strings attached and more freedom. Find out why Honda True means less compromise and more of what you love about Honda.
And yes, we've had an absolute blast here at the Giza Carousel of Dreams. And the best part, it's air conditioned in here. So come check it out this weekend, big holiday weekend. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Remember, be fire wise this weekend and watch out for that red flag warning. Back to you.
Thanks, Stacey, and thank you so much for watching. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Apple Valley News Now is back tonight at 6. And of course, you can find the latest anytime on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. We'll see you tonight at 6.